Seeing this girl talk to herself during his set with some enhancements given to her, then it's just like, oh wow, I am good. Look at that. Like this is some good, time. So it really is like a confidence booster for him.
I'm Totally Fine is a great film. It's so heartwarming. It's funny. It's so many great things. I know that you're in a smaller role in this film, but what about the material really sparked your interest to want to be a part of it?
Well, it was Kyle who produced it, and we were actually shooting an episode of What We Do in the Shadows a couple years ago, and he said, "Hey, man, I got this film that I'm doing, and I think there's a part in it for you." And I was like, "Oh, really?" I was like, "Cool, yeah, sign me up. I'll do it." And he was just, it's a friend asking you to support their project they believe in. I didn't really ask twice about it, and then I was like, "Oh, what's the character?" I was like, "It's a DJ," and I was like, "Oh, cool." I was like, "I never played a DJ before," and so that's how that got started. And then I read the scene. I was like, "Oh, this is so fun. This is like, a character that I usually don't get to play." So it was nice to put on a different hat and be a DJ.
With that said, then, I mean, what were some of the biggest things that you wanted to work on to get that different personality than you're used to playing for the character?
Well, I gave myself a backstory that, he was probably a DJ like at a house party years ago while he was in school. And then he connected the auxiliary to his phone and someone's like, "Hey, cool jams or something." It's like, yeah, maybe I can do this. And then he got really excited about it and then got like, a small at-home kit, that he was just like practicing with and maybe, just kind of really kind of dove into it and said, "This is what I want to do. I don't want to, fully go into like academia or something. This is what I want to do." And started doing like bar mitzvahs and birthdays and quinceañeras. And now he really wants to like work his way up, but he needs everyone to listen to his, set. And so when the opportunity comes to do this job that he got hired to, and he shows up, but they're not, there's no party and it's just one person at the door, he is convinced that if he can just make that one person, that could be the one person that changes everything. And for him, convincing Jillian's character to let him stay, even if it does take convincing with Somali, that he has a good set and she has a great time. And he sees that and he's like seeing how she's talking to herself because, Natalie's character doesn't exist in front of him. It's not tangible. So seeing this girl talk to herself during his set with some enhancements given to her, then it's just like, oh wow, I am good. Look at that. Like this is some good, time. So it really is like a confidence booster for him.
I love that you come up with that whole backstory. That's such a great way to really build on that character going into the film, even if he is only there for a scene. What was it though then like getting to develop a little bit of a rapport with Jillian and Natalie for the one scene or for the little bit that you're with them?
Well, I had worked with Natalie before. She's not only a great actress, but a fantastic director. And she's directed me in Room 104 for HBO. And so we kind of knew each other through there. And she and I had kind of talked before. I knew she was a fan of What We Do in the Shadows. We had chatted, I think, through social or whatnot. And then I got to work with her as a director. And then to get to work with her as an actor on this, it was just like, it just gets better and better. And Jillian I had been such a fan of and worked obviously with Kyle, who I work with really close on Shadows. So it was in the same circle. It was inevitable. It was only a matter of time before these artists kind of like met each other or worked together. And I also love that. I love when you get to work on your friends' projects when they're really passionate about something, because, you want your friends to be around. Like if I wrote something, I want my friends to be in it. Nothing's better than to ask your friends, "Hey, will you do me a solid and be in my project? Because I know you're so good." But if you're busy, I understand. So it's always great when the schedule is aligned and everyone is like all for it and they're wanting to make this product the best possible.
I love that the two biggest scenes that seems to be in Hollywood are the horror scene and the comedy scene. So I love when I get to see familiar faces interact with one another.
That's true.
And this film is no different. And so what was your first reaction when you saw the jacket that they were giving you for the character?
Well, funny story. That jacket is mine. And actually when Kyle, this is like, we were, again, these are all friends coming together. And so there was, the budget was pretty low. Like this is like, sweat, blood and tears and friends getting together. And so when Kyle was like, "Yeah, what do you have an idea for wardrobe? Just like bring whatever you think." And I was like, "Okay, hear me out. But like, there's this jacket I have. I used it for like one thing. It was like, I forgot it was like an event or something that it was supposed to be like a joke and whatnot. I don't remember what it was for, but it was literally in my closet and it was just collecting dust and it was just sitting there. And I went through my closet and I was like, Kyle was like, I love it. Yeah, bring it, bring it. And, people talk about the jacket and it's so funny because they're like, oh my God, that was the best choice to get that jacket. And I was like, that's my jacket. I have that jacket in my closet. Maybe now I'll auction it off or something to like the jacket from the movie or something.
There you go. Make a little extra money off of it.
Yeah.
That's cool though. It is a great little bit for the character. I love that it's got its own personal touch. So now that the film's about to come out, I mean, we're seeing reviews coming out for it. How does it feel for you seeing this really positive reception to it so far?
It's been great. It's been really lovely. And again, so honored and happy that Kyle asked me to be in it. And I'm such a small part in it. But the idea that to add any contribution to the film is great. And really happy with the response, and people are really liking it. And it's really sweet and weird and out of this world and funny. And just it's really nice to hear people respond. And I know we just had the LA screening of it, which I couldn't go to it. And I was so sad, but I had so many friends in the audience who like texted and tweeted and posted and tagged me. And it was so nice because their genuine response was like, they loved it. And so that was like, okay, great. I'm glad that you see the vision that we were working towards,
Yeah, it's been wonderful to see that positive response and to see a lot of those posts. Like I think Josh Rubin posting about it as well, which was great to see. And I mean, I know you've worked with him before as well. So
right, where was it then? Yeah,
yeah, I'm a fan of his as well. But to move away from the film for a couple of minutes, I know that you are also coming up in Blue Beetle, and I know you can't tell me who you are in the film. It's under lock and key, but I'm curious. What can you tease about both your character and about the film itself?
I'm super excited about this film. The cast was all Latinos. Like it was just literally, it's about a family and, Cholo, who plays Blue Beetle, does a phenomenal job. He totally dived into this character. We have George Lopez. We have Susan Sarandon, who plays Victoria Cord. And just working with this cast was just phenomenal. The director, Angel, was amazing to work with, and his vision. And I'm really excited to be part of something that's literally going to be history. It's the first DC character, Mexican superhero, to be done, and to have the cast just like was so great to be on set, and people were all like, speaking Spanish or doing scenes and improvising a little bit, and to feel that even if you aren't a Latino yourself, to be welcome into that world is going to be so amazing. Just when I read the script, I couldn't believe the words. I was like, this is insane. I never would thought in my lifetime I would see this on paper, because it's so nostalgic to me, to growing up, and to even the TV in the background and what it's playing and the shows it might have been on, and the language and the verbiage in the household was on ink, and it was on paper. And I was just like, wow. I was like, I'm so excited to see what the world's going to see. And I'm excited to welcome everyone into this world. It's going to be great.
I'm really excited to get to learn more about it, because it's when I first heard it was announced, it was one that I was like, oh, I love what this is going to do already. So I'm similarly excited. And then, but before I let you go for my final question, I mean, we've talked a little bit about the shadows here and there. And so, I mean, how's the future of that show looking for everybody? It seems to have a great run already so far, but how, can we look forward to a lot more in the future?
Well, we just got picked up for season 5 and 6. So we're filming 5 now, and then we definitely have 6 waiting for us. I mean, but who knows, the world could end tomorrow, but so far so good. So we have 5 and 6. And I mean, we're just taking it one season at a time. I can't believe that it's already season 5, because I was just thinking about this, and, I'm in Toronto now. We're shooting season 5 right now. Now shooting last night. And we're halfway done through the season. We're halfway done through season 5 of filming. And that's like, the time's just going so fast, and it's so great. And I can't believe it's been, been living up here in Toronto on and off for 5 years now. It's half a decade, so it's just like the idea of that is like, what? But we just shot the pilot yesterday. Like yesterday, wasn't Taika and Jermaine like just here shooting the, so yeah, just like it's great. And I love the show. I love Guillermo, and I love the fans who have embraced the show so much. And it's specifically, showing their love for Guillermo. And this last Halloween, all the cosplayers who dressed up as Guillermo's and badass Guillermo, and also the other characters in the show as well. And just like the Comic Cons that are flooded with, cosplayers, like the characters, always blows my mind. So I want to say thank you to the fans who have loved the show and who keep us on the air.
Well, I am certainly one of those fans. So I'm glad that we've been able to do that for you. And I'm glad you keep delivering phenomenal content for us. And I'm Totally Fine is definitely one of that. And I look forward to spreading about it, Harvey. Thank you so much for taking the time.
Thanks, Grant. Thanks so much.
Absolutely. Have a good weekend.
You too. Bye.